Check. What's up, y'all? We're here for another episode of Fatherhood Fraternity podcast.
Yo,
hey,
Jeremiah, 417 Agler Road. Come see me. Different strokes.
Need them fades. Get to them. Norm Strick in the building.
It's DJ Duro, aka your favorite. Here for another episode of talk about stuff black men, black fathers,
Everything.
all fathers deal with when it comes to life. We're in a barbershop, as he just told y'all where we were. That's how we do it. Make sure you follow us on all social media. Fatherhood Fraternity on IG. Follow us on
Facebook.
Wherever you're listening to us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, all those good things. We love to hear some feedback from you.
Yeah.
Today's topic, we're going to get right into it because we ain't going to hold y'all too long. Today's topic is going to be about with it being the holidays. We're going to talk about some holiday traditions, some traditions that we've had and some that we want to start now that we are fathers and we have the power to start our own traditions with our families, even if we haven't started them or something we already have. So I'm interested in seeing what you guys or hearing what you guys have to say about traditions. I'm going to start off with Jay. Is traditions something that was very big in your family? Was there like holiday traditions?
You know what's funny, man? My family is like the blackest family that I ever seen, period. Like
Good
all of the
times
stereotypes, for real. All of the stereotypes, we got them. The fork and the spoon on the wall, we got it.
Oh, the wooden one?
Man, the fights in the basement, we got it. The drunk uncle, oh yeah.
Yeah.
We got it all.
Y'all got the black paint on the wall.
Black painting,
yeah.
nude art, you know what I mean? The man embracing the woman with the afro,
Oh,
all
yeah,
of that.
yeah.
Yep.
But it's funny because as black as we are very much traditional in a sense that my grandparents had the house where everybody came to. So Christmas was at the house, Thanksgiving at the house, birthdays, Memorial Day, any holiday. If it was a funeral,
At grandma's house.
we gonna be at the house after, we eating at the house. They just had that house, like it was the party house. I remember back in the 60s, I seen a bunch of pictures, and the 70s, they converted their basement into like the nightclub.
Okay.
So they was gambling. It was everything going on over there.
They was bootlegging all that, huh?
All of that, you know what I mean? My
Booch.
grandmother would make plates. My grandfather worked at Sears. He would fix everything. So that's a whole nother episode. But traditionally, that's what it was. So Christmas, we going over Hazel and Billy's house. That's just what it was. So they would have all of the decorations. We would have all of the food. And it's funny because every holiday we had the same spread. Mm-hmm. So it don't matter if it's this middle of the summer or the dead of winter, we're going to have macaroni and cheese,
yeah.
greens. We're going to have the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Right? But very traditional, but in a non-traditional way. So it wasn't like Santa Claus, but it was like Christmas.
Right.
You know what I mean? So everybody get in for Christmas. I don't remember saying like Merry Christmas or none of those things. We wasn't meeting for the sake of Christmas. We was meeting for family.
Right.
Thanksgiving, we was meeting for family. Memorial Day was all about family. So my family is traditional in a sense of family gathering.
Right.
But as far as the holiday, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. We do the same things. We're going to play cards. It's going to be some drinks. It's going to be some music. Definitely some dancing and some
laughs.
And
Yeah.
some eating.
For sure.
What about you, Norm? Does your family have any like set traditions that y'all have had over the years?
So for Thanksgiving, yes, we will always go to like my aunt's house or somebody's house. We would pick and choose whose house we would go to.
Yeah.
And Christmas was more so at our house. Christmas was like the day that you stayed home.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like my dad go all out for Christmas. Like he ain't wrap gifts, but everybody had their corner. So it's four of us.
Right.
Everybody had their corner, their gifts. So my dad would do that. My mom would cook breakfast up until the time she passed. But I mean, we literally was at the house chilling. Like if you want to come over, cool. But we had every system, so we always playing a new game or something. And funny story, I remember my Uncle Butchie coming over. And it was, Christmas time. They got some games on or whatever, football, basketball games on. Butchie come in the house, right? Butchie like 6'5". He coming, hey, what's up, y'all? Hey, boy, turn that game on. I was like, nah, man, I'm playing video games. He was like, basketball game on, boy, turn the game on. I was like, nah, bro. I'm like, I'm at home. I'm playing the game. My dad, he said, hey, Butchie gonna tell my father, hey, Norm, hey, tell him to turn the game off. He said, hey, man, you in my house. He gonna do what he want to do this Christmas.
If the boy want to play Sonic the Hedgehog,
Hey,
damn it.
the boy want to play Wave Race. It was Wave Race. I remember. I just got a Nintendo 64, and it was Wave Race.
Yeah.
And I had gold, not two. But, yeah, we was at home for Christmas. Christmas Eve, we would go to somebody else's house, do, like, the family presents and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But Christmas Day, we at the house chilling.
It's crazy, man, because my whole family would be living in my grandparents' house for that week. Like, we'll get there 2 days out and stay 2 days after.
Yep.
And we there for the whole week.
That's beautiful.
I loved it, man.
Yeah.
I never forget, like, top to bottom, all the kids would be in the basement, pallets on the floor,
Right.
the bed, pull-out bed on the couch. All the kids is in the basement, and then it's like all the adults is upstairs. So hide and go seek in the dark.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. When I think back about my life, I don't think about Christmas and Thanksgiving,
Right.
like holidays.
Right.
I think like, oh yeah,
Just
we get
family
together,
day.
and then I'm gonna see y'all in the summertime.
Right.
I'm gonna see y'all. What's
4th of
Memorial?
July.
Memorial Day is,
yeah.
I'm
May.
gonna see y'all Memorial Day
Right.
in May. So
Maybe
I just
Easter
remember
too.
breaking
You
up
might
the
see
year like
Easter.
that.
Y'all might kick it on Easter too.
So, like, for my family, in my household, Christmas and New Year's was church first. We would be like, our church family was like real close knit. So
Same with
all
us.
the people that were around my age, we would look forward to seeing each other on Christmas. Because we knew that we would probably open up our gifts before we went to church. If you got some of them new Jordans or something, which always came out
Definitely
around
rocking them to
you
church.
wear them to church
Definitely
that
wearing them to
day
church.
because it was a dress down church service. You know what I'm saying? Thanksgiving was always the newest Jordans, like when they first would drop, would be around a Thanksgiving weekend or whatever, and then like the alternate color would come around Christmas. So if you didn't get them Thanksgiving, you would really have to have them for Christmas so you can floss them for church.
I miss those days. You actually can get your shoes.
Yes.
With no problem. I used to be able
Exactly.
to walk in, grab my pair, and be good.
So that would start off the Christmas for us, and then after church, we go to my grandfather's house, and over there, that's where the central location was. Like,
Everybody come and meet.
because we'll be at our house first, open up all our gifts. Me and my sister would be over there. We would have our sides.
Right.
My sister would count to see that if she had 18 gifts, that I had 18 gifts.
Wow.
She was on that.
You on it.
Yeah, she was on that. So
Don't slight her.
and if it was like a gender neutral toy, she would want to have her color and my color, so she wouldn't have to share. She was on that. I just wanted to have like some drums or like an electric guitar or something like that.
Right.
That's all I needed.
Yeah.
She wanted to make sure that he has more toys and I got clothes. Like, you're 3 years older than me. You know what I'm saying? Like that. It was one of them things.
Clothes ain't really Christmas gift though.
Yeah.
On the real.
But for your parents and you got to go to school and you're going to be
Yeah,
fresh
right. Yeah.
after
You know
that
what?
Christmas break.
Yeah.
I
It
never,
is.
I never understood that till I had children.
Clothes
what
ain't
I'm
a Christmas
saying?
gift, man. You do that all throughout the year.
Now I get it.
That
man.
ain't fair,
You
man.
should be thankful that you're getting
Oh yeah.
these 6 pair of jeans.
right.
You want to be fresh when you
Right.
go back, don't you?
All these shirts, 6 pair of jeans.
You want to be thankful for these 4 hoodies
Right.
and these 2 thermals.
And back then, colored jeans was our thing too. So I would have all the different flavors of
Outfit.
colors. You know what I'm saying? I had a
Yo,
purple,
wow.
a blue, a green,
Green
a orange.
jeans.
You know what I'm saying? Like with cross color times.
Oh,
Early
yo,
90s,
yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
I had all them colored
I had
dye colors.
I had dark black jeans and light black jeans.
Not great, but light black.
So after we open our stuff in the morning, then we have church. We go to my grandfather's. My grandfather had the same layout. He had a Christmas tree. You couldn't tell what color the branches was because he put so much stuff on there,
it was
so you
covered.
couldn't see nothing. And he always had on the front table. He had like the nutcracker with the fresh fruit and the Christmas candies, the mints and all that
Granddad
stuff.
was
the
going all out.
oranges and the apples. He had the whole spread every single holiday. You know what I'm saying? Nobody even eating those walnuts. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
But he
right,
just
right.
always
They was
so
part
what's
of it
that-
though.
Is that a thing?
That's a yeah, it's a Christmas
Like,
thing.
that's what I'm saying. My
Well,
family's
nutcracker-
traditional, but
nutcracker-
I didn't know. My grandfather always would have oranges and walnuts
exactly.
on both sides of his lazy boy. So it'd be like walnuts, his lazy boy, oranges, my grandmother's lazy boy, and like a bowl of peppermints and
Right,
kisses.
exactly.
Yeah.
I just described that.
Dude, that's
Telling you.
the nutcracker. He had to crack some
Yeah,
walnuts.
I mean,
Pause.
Yeah, the silver one. The
Yeah,
silver
yeah,
joint that was
yeah.
like 2 chopsticks.
Yeah, right. Yeah, 2 chopsticks together.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an OJ. So this is what I'm gonna start doing. If we talking about traditions, DJ Daryl,
You gonna take that?
I'm gonna do that. I love that shit. I'm like, damn, walnuts would be good right now.
Hey, no,
Why?
for real, no, for real.
It's
Walnuts is a good snack before you get that dinner going. Yeah.
To just eat an orange and then get full off walnuts,
Yeah.
and then
Hey.
eat a plate.
That was one of the
And take
traditions.
a nap. Yeah.
That was one of the traditions on Christmas. Like he would have,
Damn, that's a trip.
my grandpa would have some of the wackest gifts that you would get. It would be like something that you,
Some socks.
Your dad would be like, keep the tags on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't undo it because you know you don't want to take it back.
Hey, man. So,
Better not take them tags off.
side note. The family gift exchange is probably one of the worst. Not on my family side, because we know what we like. You know what I
What it
mean?
is, you got to bump the price up. You got to
Man.
bump. You can't do $10.
No, it's
for
25.
everybody. Yeah, it's
You
gotta
know what I
be-
mean? 25, something like that.
Yeah.
But so my wife's side, man, we did a gift exchange. We went down there a few years ago, man, and her brother got me this like sweater, man, and it was like something he would wear.
Yeah.
I was like, man, thank you, I appreciate it, but she already knew I was taking it back. She seen it. She was like, you ain't keeping it, are you? I was like, nah.
You can tell by the way you pull it out the box and
Hey,
unfold it.
hey,
If you
dude,
gonna
this.
keep
Yeah, and she knew I was taking it back, and I definitely took it back. Got a fresh shirt though, but
Gotta
yeah,
have that gift receipt. Boy.
yeah, oh
So you
yeah,
gotta-
gift receipt. Even if, nowadays, you ain't even gotta have one. They know, like,
They
hey,
know
look,
what it
man.
is.
Yeah, they know what
It's
it
in
is.
the box.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know it's Christmas time.
Right,
I
you
ain't
know
want
somebody
that shit.
exchanging,
Does it
yeah.
look like I wear that?
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what's the best? I'm gonna try to get the picture to put up on the site. But the best Christmas that I ever had, man, I'll never forget it my whole life. I was 11 years old. My grandfather got everybody in the family. We was like 20 deep opening up presents, right? And it's a picture. I got the picture at home. Everybody in that picture is wearing a Chuck Taylor Converse All-Star hat.
Oh,
A black snapback hat with the Chuck Taylor
that
logo.
sound raw though.
It sound raw now.
Today it probably
Yeah.
But at the time, you had to see everybody open because he had everybody open their presents at the same time. Like,
Everybody
he gave us all
pulled it
our
up.
gift and was like, here, open it up. And we all opened up a Converse Chuck Taylor hat.
He probably went to the flea market and just
Yo,
had a
Dog, just
super
give me
crazy
20.
Yeah,
discount.
it was
Yeah.
a come up somewhere.
Yeah, he probably like, you get 20 for 10.
Shout out to Waukegan, Illinois. He probably got them for the Belvedere Mall. You know what I mean? Just 20 for 10 or something like that. So we all put them on. And so the rest of the night or the rest of the morning, we all opening up our presents. And all of the pictures from that day, somebody got on a Converse.
Of course
All-Star
they
hat.
did.
Of
You had to
course.
floss it for Grandpa.
Dog,
Yo.
Grandpa would have been sick if you didn't wear the Converse hat.
My aunt had rollers in her hair with the hat on top of that.
Oh,
You know
looking
what
like
I'm
Big
saying?
Worm.
Yeah.
That was
My mom
probably-
had a curl, hat on
Right.
top of that.
They
It was
look,
the best
yeah,
Christmas in the
Ice
world.
Cube style. I like that though.
Like that was our day. Like after you go over to Grandpa's, you may come back home and get to play with your toys because they ain't gonna let you play with everything in the very
Nah.
beginning of the day.
Nah.
That's
You
like
ain't got enough battery.
right,
the
yeah.
end of the day after Grandpa's. When you come back home, that's when you start assembling everything. And
Right.
then these batteries, and then it needs to be built. You gonna help and sit around and do that.
Right.
And then you gonna just, I'll be annoying. Cause I'm like, is it ready?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to wait for. You don't have the patience to set up anything.
And I want to offer solutions to the listeners. If you're gonna be that parent, be that parent. Don't get your child a bunch of stuff that take batteries and not buy them no batteries.
You gotta buy batteries,
Nobody
yo.
like that.
Like why would you do that to yourself?
No, people
would
do
you
that
do
all
that?
the time, though. Like back in the day, we used to get toys like that. Not, I wouldn't say my dad, but like other friends or family
Yeah.
get it. Man, you got to buy batteries. Now you got to
Yeah.
go to the store. Don't nobody want to go to the store on Christmas. The store probably closed at like 2.
Like,
So-
why would you set somebody's kid up for
That's
that?
the worst.
Get a
man.
remote control car with no battery.
No
and it's
batteries.
not charged or something like what? Like, nah, you got to have.
You know, ain't nobody got no C batteries.
No, anybody got no
laying around.
CBAT laying around. Triple A and double A only.
in the drunk drawer. That's
Right.
all it is. Double A's, triple A's,
And they don't match.
That's it.
You either got Duracell, Energizer. They ain't the two of the same
Yeah, they
either.
go together.
So, what do y'all want to do for your kids? Like, what are some things that maybe you want to set up for your kids from, or
So,
you have, or want
The,
to?
the segue would be y'all can't see my air quotes, but the traditions that was already set before me,
Uh-huh.
I want to keep those going.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily selling Santa Claus to my children, but you definitely want to be with your cousins on Christmas Eve. You
Yep.
definitely want to spend that time with your wife, sit up under your parents, your grandparents, if you
Right.
still have them, on Christmas Eve. The day of, you definitely want to eat. You want to invite people over to come eat, sit down, and fellowship. So the traditions that I'm carrying on and passing to my children will be that close family love. You got to keep that love going.
Right.
You don't want to just have yours and send a text to everybody, get
Right.
gift cards to everybody.
A glittering
you want,
text.
Yeah, you want
Merry
personal.
Christmas. Right.
You want personal quality time with your family. I hate gift cards for that reason. You know what I mean?
It's
so
not
impersonal.
personal. Yeah, it's not
I
personal.
want you to, even if, like that Converse hat, that means more to me than half the gifts I got in my life.
Because he
I
thought
know
about y'all.
that he was like, shit, what I'm going to get everybody?
Right.
I'm not buying this. I'm not buying that.
Right.
You know what? They're going to get these hats.
Yeah. And as a family, a
And
unit.
And we all had them on. We
Hey.
wore them hats for the rest of the year.
Right.
People was coming to the family reunions that year, hats on. Next
That's
year,
cool.
Christmas,
Yeah.
hat.
That's cold,
dope.
though. Yeah,
That's
that's
dope.
dope, though. Yeah, that's the best.
And it was so authentic and so real. That's what I want to carry on with my children. Is that tradition of family unity.
Yeah.
So-
Norm, what about you?
So for me, we've already started kind of like our own family tradition in my household. So it's only 3 of us right now, but like my wife, she enjoys spending time with just us. Like we don't want a bunch of people coming over. That's what Christmas Eve is for. Hang with the family. For us, it's going to be our family chilling, eating, watching some games, doing stuff like that. And eventually the family, you know, hopefully grows and we can experience that too. But right now it was more so about just being with the family, enjoying each other's time. And something that we're trying to do is, like Thanksgiving, we know what we having. Mac and cheese, yams, dressing, all
The
that.
whole shebang
Right,
bang.
we all that. So for Christmas, we switch it up. We pick a different cuisine for Christmas.
Right.
So last
y'all
year,
doing?
I don't know what we're doing this year. Last year we did seafood. So we made seafood, mac and cheese.
Yeah.
We had prime rib, but we also had lobster tails. We had shrimp pasta. So like we did it like that. So we trying to switch it up to where I love Thanksgiving food, but it's like give me something different.
Let me
So,
tell you what we doing this year.
Yeah, what y'all
Brother
doing?
Norm.
What y'all doing?
Yeah. Because I like that idea. We switch
Christmas
it up every year.
Eve, my wife gonna stir up the best, biggest pot of chili
Ooh,
that you can imagine. But we ain't gonna touch it.
just let it sit.
Don't touch it. You let that sit, and you let that
marinate.
marinate. You let
right.
all that flavor
For my
marinate.
Maryland people, you let that
Yeah,
marinate.
you let that marinate.
Yeah.
You let all of them flavors and ingredients marry together in harmony. And then Christmas, after we open up the presents, maybe wait till like 11:30. I'm gonna watch the clock, bust that chili open.
It's gonna be amazing. What you topping it with though? Are you just chili man, or are you?
Crackers? What
That's
you mean?
it?
I'm gonna crumble up a half a pack of Ritz crackers
Dog,
in my bowl
literally,
with my fist.
my chili be thick of crackers.
Yeah,
I
and
feel
then I'm
you.
gonna clap. I told my wife said I'm crazy. I'm like, I like my chili crunchy.
Yeah.
You hear me? So I'm gonna crumble a half a pack of crackers in my chili bowl. I'm just gonna get down, man. I might eat myself into a coma.
Hey, that sounds beautiful to me.
Wake up, watch the game.
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
So what we've been usually doing. So what I told you about my traditions was like my childhood. So since my mom is remarried, we've been going over to my mom's house, and that's where my stepfather's family, they all come through. Like there's a big family.
Are they
so
traditional like your family?
they're traditional but louder. My family's a little bit quiet. They're
Because y'all a little bit small. Y'all smaller.
yeah,
like
smaller.
your side,
My real
yeah.
family is small.
Smaller, right.
So the extended family is bigger, more exuberant. Like my stepfather's nephew is an actor. So he was an actor in Baby Boy.
Oh, for real?
He was in Candyman. So he was the little boy Jake in Candyman.
For real?
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah,
That's so random.
Yeah.
I thought you was gonna say he thinks he's Eddie Murphy.
Hey, like a Martin.
but
What's his cousin's name on Martin?
I know you're talking about.
Dang, that's gonna drive me crazy. I have to look it up.
So their family has been like, they live in L.A., they live in Atlanta, they live in San Francisco, they Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? So they're used to being louder, more, hype.
Boisterous.
They're not around each other
Yeah.
at all. So this is their time to argue because they argue.
Oh yeah,
This is when they tell each other to shut up because
Right.
they tired of hearing each other talk. That's the way they show they love. So like now that my mom has like the house, because my stepfather's a pastor of a church, so they got a nice sized house. So everybody comes back here and they come to this house. So like we're going to be over there for 4 days with the family.
Yeah.
Damn, I
yeah.
missed
You know
that.
what I'm saying?
I know,
Like,
yeah.
and it's like it'd be annoying, but it's like
still
love.
though.
It's love,
It's
though.
so
It's like,
much love.
I'm like, damn, y'all loud. You know what I'm saying? But like,
Because you're just not used to it.
That's
Yeah.
the holidays too. And my daughter needs to be around all of that love, and they need to not just see her on Facebook or see the pictures.
Right.
They need to see how funny she is or stuff like that. And then I need to holler at my cousin. You know what I'm saying? Talk to him about all the movie, because Candyman's supposed to be coming out, so that's going to be the topic of this Christmas.
Like, you going to be in that too, cuz? What's
Like,
I mean?
that's the type of stuff that I'm looking forward to, because that's how it is. That's how our tradition has been. I'm going to keep, as you said, keep that going wherever y'all at, we're going to be there.
Yeah.
I like that, man. To hear that makes me want to go somewhere for 4 days and get on everybody's nerves.
Wake
You know
up
what
to
I mean?
breakfast.
Wake
Yeah,
up.
Yeah.
that Christmas
Cold
breakfast.
showers because all the hot
Yeah,
water
well,
gone.
everybody, hey, you better take it at night or get up
Yeah,
early in the
if
morning.
you smart.
Yeah, if you smart.
If you smart,
Take
like
that shower at night.
making sure that you get that Christmas breakfast. You know, you smell that bacon being made. You know, some
Ain't nothing like
pancakes
that
being
Christmas
made.
breakfast.
Because you know it's like it's 12 people in the house. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
breakfast has to be made.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? Wasn't no such thing as vegans back then.
Oh no,
Hell
You ain't had
no.
no cousins like, I'm vegan, I'm
that
vegetarian.
costs too
don't-
much.
No, I don't
it
want
costs too much to be
any
vegetarian.
of my
back
cousins
then.
or family tell me they vegan. You gotta go somewhere else and eat then, dog. Cause we ain't got the vegan dish for you.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to my daughter being around all that loudness.
Yeah.
So she can be loud with them, and then they got young kids, and being around all of that.
That's what I want my son to be around, is like the cousins, because he don't have brothers and sisters.
Uh-huh.
So like your cousins is like your brothers and sisters.
Right.
So I had cousins like that's my brother too.
Yep.
So you know what I mean, for us it's a little bit different now because I got two families now, my family and then my wife's family. So trying to balance that sometimes is difficult because my dad is so like Thanksgiving has always been in Cleveland. And we switch it up and say, well, we ain't coming this year. Her family's gonna come up,
Right.
And my dad takes that as
He take it personal.
he take it personal, and that's the
I
and that's the
respect
thing.
that though.
Yeah, you got to respect that, and family too is listen. I don't just have one family; I have two families,
Right.
and my wife want her family to come up. We gonna have her family come up.
And
We
really,
see y'all.
as a man of the household, that's kind of like I'm saying. My grandmother's house, my grandfather's house was my mom's parents,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just. I mean, you got to know that it's as a husband. I feel like you do that for your wife.
Right,
Let's hang with your family,
right.
unless there's a circumstance where your family is the one. But for the most part, you give your wife that, you
Right.
know?
And we had, I mean, ideally we had a good time with her family because they're in Maryland. So her sisters came up. She got to spend time with them. I mean, niece and nephews came up. So
Yeah, that's nice.
we had a good time. And and that's the thing that I got to say is like anybody that's listening, you got to have that balance with your family. Like
Right.
either this year be with your wife, next year be with your, the husband family. Just
Or even if you stagger holidays, like, all right, let's get Thanksgiving here, let's get Christmas there.
Right.
And then next year we're going to flip.
right.
So, what about y'all got older kids than me? So what about Santa Claus? What's the deal with that? You told me a little bit about how you brought him up, but it's not like a
Again, I'm going to say loose tradition. So my children know ain't nobody coming in my house after the door is locked. After the door is locked, Tooth Fairy come in, she getting shot. My kids can finish the sentences for me. Santa Claus come in, after I lock the door, what's going to happen? You going to shoot Santa, you going to get shot.
right,
You know what I mean? That's just what it is.
Yeah.
So the kids know reality and fantasy. They know the difference.
right,
But with that being said, I don't kill their dreams. I don't
Right.
ruin nothing for them. So in the morning when they wake up, it might be 3 or 4 extra presents with no label on them. And I just let them figure it out. But for the most part, my children know. My son done wrapped gifts for his little sister before. So
Right,
they
right.
know what time
Yeah,
it is.
definitely know,
Yeah.
yeah.
But again, I don't step on the magic.
Right.
Because the magic is kind of what it is. My mom did the same thing for me. When we was at my grandparents' crib, we'll all make sure we have to be in the bed by 12.
Right. Yeah. That
Christmas
was us.
Eve.
Midnight at least.
Midnight,
You
y'all
gotta
go
be in
to
the
bed because
Santa's coming.
you never know. It wasn't never Santa. It was like you never know. Y'all might get some extra stuff, so y'all need to go to bed.
Hey, dog, trying to go to sleep on Christmas Eve?
That's the hard.
That's the hard. I'll be up
Especially
to
after you
2.
done played 2 hours of hide and go seek in the dark.
Dog.
I never had no issue falling asleep.
What?
I was a
Dude, I was
sleepy-ass
too
baby.
excited.
Don't hang with me and my cousin.
I was
Dog.
asleep. Oh yeah, I'll be the first one to sleep. I didn't play that first one go to sleep get mustard in their mouth.
Oh yeah, we did all that.
I
Ketchup,
never was the guy.
Feathers in your ear,
I was
shaving
never.
cream on
You
your
ain't lived
pants.
yet,
Yeah,
dude.
you ain't.
I'm like, I ain't playing. I'm like, count me out.
If you ain't woke up
No,
with
hey,
mustard,
you the first one to get got. I ain't playing. All right.
if you ain't woke up
everybody
tasting mustard on your lips,
Oh, this is hot sauce.
no, you gotta add mustard because everybody don't like mustard.
Nah.
Whatever you don't like, that's what you getting.
Hot sauce hot though. Waking up to some hot sauce, some
That's
Franks.
good, man. That shit, that don't
It's
work.
good, but you wake up like, oh.
That don't work in my family. You wake up, go back to sleep.
Hey, you wake up like, anybody got some chicken with it?
But if I know you don't like Miracle Whip, oh yeah.
Yeah,
See,
man.
I was lucky enough that I didn't grow up in my childhood around cousins like that.
Okay.
All my cousins were too old, so
Okay.
I was the young one.
You
so
missed it.
I just would go over there during the day. I didn't have to how Ava's about to be spending the night with a whole bunch of cousins.
Right.
I didn't have to do all that, so I was cool.
Okay.
So I didn't have to deal with that.
Yeah, man.
All my cousins was the same, like in the same age. I was the youngest, and my cousin was the oldest, but he was 7 years older than me.
Oh, so y'all had a
we
bunch
was
of y'all
within
right.
7 years.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was the only one.
Our family was too big on both sides. My dad's side is way too big to have that gap. Like we have from, I'm talking about first cousins from 40 all the way down to like 18. Like we got a big family on my
Yeah.
dad's side.
What about Braxton with Santa?
So Braxton with Santa right now, he believes, in Santa because he's only 4.
Yeah, 4 years old.
Yeah,
You-
he's 4.
you
He's
gotta
still
nurture
young.
that.
And like I said, like you said, I don't want to crush that dream.
Right.
But eventually, if they're telling the story that Santa's coming down the chimney, he know we ain't got a chimney. Where's Santa coming in the house?
That was my question too.
You know what I mean?
My parents told me that Santa had a master key. So if it wasn't a chimney, he just had a key to open the door.
Listen, I don't know what I'm gonna tell him. I might just say, "Hey, Santa left him on the front porch, and I picked him up." Yeah. I mean, I don't know, because that ain't gonna work. My son is very bright, so he's gonna be.
I wasn't right.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Magic Key, that's pretty good.
Magic Key is pretty good though.
speak that.
But everybody know he coming down the chimney, right? But like right now, actually, my shout out to Sharon, my dad's wife. She made this. They got like a Santa video now. That she sent me. So he was out of town with his grandmother for a couple weeks. He came back and he was doing something. I said, "Look, man," I said, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, Santa left you a message." He said, "Santa don't have your number." I said, "Yeah, he do." Yeah. Hey, I put up the message. It's Santa Claus talking. He's like, "Oh, hey, Braxton." And he looked at me like,
Wow.
Hey, he looked at me like, he's like, "Yes, I keep a record of all the boys and girls." He was like, "You are 4 years old." So Santa opens up a book and it's Braxton's picture in this book.
Wow.
So he's
That
all
probably
like,
blew his mind.
"Oh yeah,
It's
blew his
over.
mind." So it's kind of hard to, get his imagination
Oh,
down.
they got technology.
Right? Yeah. I'll show y'all the video too,
That's
but
crazy.
it's crazy. But he's at that age where he's the only child, so he's his imagination is crazy.
Yeah.
So he's learning how to do different things on his own. Like he's doing different voices and acting out different scenes now. So
Right.
he's all into that. So that magic for him is there. But eventually he gonna know, just like for me, he gonna know who Santa Claus really is. So that's the story I want to hear. When did y'all find out? Or how's Ava with Santa first?
She's too
She's
young.
too young?
So she just see Christmas trees and snowflakes.
She don't-
That's all she know.
Okay.
So she just knows Christmas coming up. She don't know what's going on.
Right.
So she's only 2.
Okay.
So, but I found out, I don't remember exactly when, but I remember putting 2 and 2 together because my dad used to write a note to me as Santa. So like whenever we put out the cookies or whatever, he would have a thank you note as Santa, like, "You've been good," and blah, blah, blah. But my dad has the worst handwriting in the world. And it's so recognizable.
Like, oh,
And it's like,
come on, Dad. You could have had mine write it or something.
but my mom got like the most crazy nice handwriting.
Oh, so
so
this-
it's like I really know her handwriting because she taught me how to write.
Oh,
but my
yeah.
dad has like Dr. Chicken Scratch type. And I was like, Dad. One time I just saw him writing something. I'm like, that looks like Santa Claus.
clicked.
That looked like Santa's handwriting. And then, like,
Wait a minute.
and we kept everything in like a box that had like old pictures and stuff. I ran back to that box like, Dad, this is your handwriting.
Oh, he was like, "Oh no, it ain't." No, it ain't.
I think I was old enough for them to keep it real at that point, but that was just the one moment I remember that happening.
Clay, what you got in the dish? Shout out to Clay.
Clay got some
Clay?
cupcakes.
Yeah.
Hey, let me get
Playboy.
one of them.
Peace,
All right, my brother, be easy. Happy holidays, my brother.
Please.
Do you remember when Santa Claus was no longer a thing?
Again, I was a smart child, man.
Oh, my bad. Maybe I was dumb.
No, your imagination was just good. That's all. You just had good
I'm at my
imagination.
grandparents' crib,
Hey.
and again, I come from a very, very black family. So instead of cookies and milk, we would leave out a slice of sweet potato pie.
A slice of sweet potato pie.
Yo, you think I'm lying? The first slice, like soon as you cut it, this is for Santa.
Oh my God.
And then everybody else eat. So I would always put out a slice of sweet potato pie for Santa Claus, glass of milk.
Sweet potato pie. You know y'all some niggas. Hey, you know y'all some niggas. Sweet potato pie.
Wow.
Santa like what he like. So
If I'm Santa gonna get some chicken wings.
Hey.
Santa gonna get the first
Hey,
batch.
you know what? I'm about to
plate, put it in the microwave.
Hey, we about to switch traditions. You know what? Santa like chicken wings and hot sauce. Yeah. We switching it
Chicken
up.
wings and a glass of Hennessy.
Right.
Drinks too, not Louisiana.
Right.
But check it out. I put the sweet potato pie in a little glass of milk. And I'm like, yup, Santa Claus gonna love this. I'm like 6. Go downstairs, all my cousins, we have a blast. Wake up that morning, Santa Claus eats the sweet potato pie, leaves the milk. And just like you, Daryl, it hit me. Just like on Usual Suspects, like it all just hit me. And I'm like, wait a minute. I call my grandfather by his name, Bill. Hazel and Bill, they're my grandparents. I'm like, wait a minute. Bill don't drink milk.
There you go.
And Santa Claus always eats the sweet potato pie, never drinks the milk.
Wow.
Well, we know Santa's supposed to eat the cookies and drink all the milk.
And so, because I'm 6,
Right.
I don't know how to logically ask my grandfather, like, nigga, what's going on? So I asked him, are you Santa Claus? And he laughed at me and was like, no, I ain't Santa Claus. And I remember the whole conversation. I'm like, well, but you don't drink milk. And how come Santa Claus eats the pie and don't drink the milk?
Smart ass.
Smart ass.
He started
Boy,
laughing.
get your ass back there.
He started laughing. My grandmother started laughing. And so I'm in the middle like, come on, y'all.
Smart.
I'm 6 now.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not a child no more.
Yeah, you is.
6.
Yeah, you is.
Break it to me. And they really held the lie. And they never told me. Like, they never shattered it for me.
That's funny.
But
That's
I figured
hilarious.
it out. Santa Claus only eats the pie. Doesn't eat the crust. Doesn't drink the milk. That's got to be Bill. Gotta be.
That's a good one. What did you say when you found out?
So I have 2, actually. It's kind of weird. So I was young, and I remember one year I had to be probably about 6 or 7, around that age too. And I remember going downstairs. I had woke up. I was too excited. I go downstairs, and my pops was wrapped in gifts. So he's like, boy, get your butt upstairs. I'm like, oh, run back upstairs. So I didn't think nothing of it really too much. But I remember one year, man, it had to be like the year after or 2 years after, man, my dad forgets to put the gifts out. He must have been tired. He worked at UPS, so he was working all day. Man, we wake up, he forgets to put the gifts out. So
damn.
Hey, we are boo-hooing, me and my older sister. It was just us at the time, man. We boo-hooing. Oh, Santa said we was bad.
We must have been naughty.
Hey, must have been naughty. Man, that fool was like, oh, Santa just put it in the closet on accident.
Santa told me.
Took all the gifts. I said, come on, man, Dad, you tripping. But yeah, I really knew when he was
They
wrapping the
blew it.
gifts. Yeah, I knew that then.
So that was what I wanted to make sure that we at least spoke on, to make sure what, like, these traditions. I want us to be able to at least think about what our transitions will be, traditions will be as adults, because this is the fun part. Like, I think our current tradition and my family is taking family photos. You know what I'm saying, and trying to figure out, because I like to do a craft. Well, I want to see my daughter and my mom do a craft. So either they're building a gingerbread house, or having like the handprint in the clay,
yeah, that's
or
cool.
doing some painting. I love to see my mom
Interact
and
with
my daughter interacting like that. Like, it's touching to me.
That's pretty cool.
That's just something I'm just trying to add to it. And I want to make sure that fathers, please, like, take over and build a tradition. Whether y'all having pajama nights on Christmas Eve, or rather you cooking and playing Motown music,
you
and
definitely
singing
be playing the music
and karaoke, like, burn that tradition into your children's head, because that's classic.
Yeah.
Like, we don't forget this. I don't forget my grandpa's oranges and walnuts and
That's
apples.
yo. As soon as I leave here, I'm stopping by Whole Foods.
Bro, you
Getting
can go
walk-
over
you
to,
gotta
I'm sure
grab-
Family Dollar
Right.
got
I ain't just grabbing no planters. I gotta get the actual
Real walnut. The ones you got cracked.
You gotta get
With
a
a
bag
crack
of them.
on it.
Yep.
I gotta get me a lazy boy, sit him next to there with oranges. Something about that combination, and peppermints.
Yeah.
Something about that combination, man.
Oh, just good
I think it's
memories,
just,
man.
it's something that we got to do.
Yeah, bring
So
it back.
we're gonna make sure that we make this is good conversation. So I want to make sure we have a part 1. This is definitely
yeah.
part 1. Let's keep this conversation going into part 2. So I'm gonna just jump in and stop it right here. That's the first part of the conversation that we're gonna have to end off the year. So be looking out for the next episode in the next week or 2. You'll see the end of the conversation where we talk about our goals for 2019. Appreciate y'all listening. Until next time, Fatherhood Fraternity Podcast.